Hey, right. I'll make smoothies and cauldrons, Tommy, so we're all good. We're all good, brother. I got you covered. I got you covered, big man. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? My best, not my finest. Not my best work, to be honest. I think those bananas are a bit, but they need a bit more time on the vine, as it were. How we doing? Happy Jolly Monday. I hope everybody's alright. Hello, Auntie. Hello, Tommy. It's good to see you. The chatbot might pop up. We'll see, man. Chatbot tells me it's connected to the chat, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it actually kicks in. Okay. We'll be testing it in a yeah, iterations each stream. Hopefully it'll be improving a little bit this week. It's been fucking weird. Connected to chat. Da, 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 da. Are you though? Aye, right, are you though? See what happens. I'll see what happens, man. We'll try and polish off Disco Elysium this week. I'm gonna try and refer to a bit of a schedule, because I fucking, you know me, like I find it too easy to just pop up fucking every day, man. Once I've got all my bits done and stuff, I'm like, alright, well, I'm gonna fucking play around anyway. But yeah, we'll see. So I might try and skip Wednesday and Sunday this week. But we'll see. We'll test it out, man. Nothing need be set in stone. But it'd be good to get Disco out of the way this week. Not because I don't want to be playing it. I just don't want it to drag on. I'm sick of giving Zaum free marketing, man. I'm happy to give the game marketing, but scandal. It's a scandal. Alright. Alright, let's see where we're up to, because I fucking can't actually remember where we left off. Tell you the truth. A resolution, innit? Alright. Tried that one. Tried that one. The fucking stream mode doesn't work, man. Tried it with or I tried it without. But it's funny because the last time I tried it without, I didn't get fucking flagged. Which is, why isn't that showing up? Game has difficulties. Fucking games. So we're here. So I'm guessing we just found HDB's fucking his car that he crashed prior to the events of the game actually starting. Fucking cash money on the beach there. And we're gonna be able to see probably my favorite scene.
This is it. The scene of the party.
In the whole video game today.
Cigarettes.
Exciting times.
Bottles, all evidence it.
If the chatbot pops up, even fucking better. Connected to live chat successfully. Alright. Let's see if it broadcasts anything. Scheduled to do so after about 10-15 minutes. We'll see if the chatbot wants to fucking make another debut, but I'm gonna be tending to that as we proceed, man. Yeah, looks like a lot of folks partied here, man. I'm pretty sure it's just us, but there you go.
Like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Need more time on the vine. Banana's not quite there yet. Again tomorrow. Hey, Kim, looks like a couple partygoers. We had a couple partygoers here, mate.
Looks like it.
Looks like they had a great time laughing here, man. Ah.
Hey, let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, he doesn't want to dwell on it.
Because he knows it's me, man, getting smashed, getting lit without him, man. He's bare jealous. Bare jealous. Yeah, we're back, and we're going to get my favourite scene today. I'm pretty much going to try and start with that. So, what time is it in game? 20 past 8. At 8. Okay. Okay. I've got to go and help Suna with a project, man. At the moment, if you weren't here for the last session, we didn't do much in terms of the actual case itself. We just met with some new characters because now we could get to the other side of the river. And Kim's not around to stop you. Ask Classia what she heard from her room the night before you were emerged into reality. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. Tell me where the shot came from. Explore the world in secret passages. Take the stuffed bird to guard. Help Ravers start a nightclub. That's kind of what we're doing right now. Find a tape with a melody for Egghead. That's kind of what we're doing now. No, he doesn't want to talk to you. The signs are not in sync. Guess you need to help him and his friends out. We're doing that. Estelle refused to talk about her friends. We're working on that. Oh, we're gonna go to the ice cream machine in the depths of the doomed commercial district. Don't you know? Talk to my guy here actually about some funky beats. Maybe he might have some tunes on him.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Quick question: do you sell any tapes, brother?
Tapes? You mean like music tapes? No, music is out. Don't listen to music. I sell extremely cool sunglasses. If you want to get your mojo going.
All right. So you have no idea whatsoever where I can find tapes.
Tapes? Tapes are everywhere. They're worthless. Kids throw them in the trees. There's one in the bushes, right behind this lorry. No
say
one
less.
would ever throw a good pair of high-quality plastic sunglasses in the bushes.
To the west, dark brown rib. You should have a look.
I finna do that, man. Here we go. Here we go. Gotta get some funky samples for my guy Egghead.
Sonji's Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Piss off, nature. Punch the tree, Doug.
The hawthorn tree is not an inanimate object.
Got him, man.
It is a living thing. The thunk against the bark
Got
echoes
him.
with discontent. At first, the destructive urge felt exhilarating, as if it added something to your persona. But the feeling swiftly receded, leaving you with a sad emptiness.
That emptiness.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Songe's Lane. A wintry breeze blows by, making the magnetic
Man, well, I want the tape, so I'm obviously going to save scum this. Let's be real. If we're being real about it. Hold on, function key, do that, save.
The gnarled
Odds are we'll get it
tree
anyway.
on Rue de Songe's like an immaculate
Fucking-
labyrinth.
We've been good not to save scum too much, but there's a couple scenes coming up that we have to experience.
Blows by, making the magnet with slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling. You manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches.
Okay then.
It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to respool it so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
Thank you, Logic.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Eyck jam a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Maybe old egg boy can point me in the right direction.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Bet. Very cool, officer. Right. Well, we'll go talk to fucking meth head Roy. Well, he's not a meth head. I think he's on like valleys or something. I think he's a benzo head. I think he's on the blues.
All the old boomboxes are there, blinking and waiting.
Roy!
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Do you know how to fix this, Roy?
You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but...
Would you do it, please? This is well important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
I could pay you, man. What's the...
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn the church into a nightclub and play some weird like neo disco beats there. They call it Nordic dance music. Fuck, I don't know what it fucking is either, Roy. I've no idea, but I promised to help him with that, and I don't know why. I don't know anything. I don't fucking.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
No, that's the thing, Roy. I'm sorry, you might be getting a bit confused. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the current beat is, man. There's nothing to it. There's no fucking bass. Just goes bazoot, bazoot, bazoot. There's no like or any. But this tape could make it very hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment. So just sit back and relax.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Don't cough, please. 3 feet. Look. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, see you later, Chief. Right, we've got to go stop in the basement of the doomed commercial district, bro, and we get something for Sooner, the programmer that we met in the church as well. And then we can book it back over there and brace ourselves for some fucking high quality world building. What a time to be alive.
This orange machine is dead still. It has
28%.
ice cream churner and
Ah, fuck that, man. I unplugged this at the start of the game to begin defrosting it. Because it's a bastard to, like, if we didn't unplug it then, we would have had to unplug it now.
the ice around it slowly melting.
Well, I'm getting this now.
Ice.
I'm getting this now. I've no time to wait.
This orange machine is dead. Ice.
Ice.
This orange machine is dead. Ice groans and howls.
There's time.
Under the
Fucking
strength
yes.
of your giant Kvalsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words off-site copy written on its side.
Take the filament memory.
You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lukanen Kilde as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
Nah, man. Not my business this time. This time round, anyway. I'm not going to intrude on the filament there. But I'm just gonna hightail it back over that way because it's getting late. And I want to get this side quest fucking moving, because it's probably my favourite side quest in the game. And it gives me what is probably my favourite scene in the game. I've got a few favourite scenes, man. The ending is certainly one of them. But this upcoming scene is or scenario is what made me go, oh yeah, Disco Elysium is the tits. It's the pig's tits for real, you guys. What's that box there, man? No. We'll come back for that later. We've got places to be, people to see. We've got a fucking dance music revolution to kickstart, man. It's not going. Dance music is going to die without us, man. Shouts out to Pudgy. Shouts out to Ashley. And maybe shouts out to the chatbot, man. Chatbot is probing. I'm getting conflicted information from the chatbot today, but that's alright. Alright, I was pushing it up until like the fucking 5 minutes before stream. I was still working on it, so I was like, you fucking moron, why do you... It's not gonna work now, Moose. But it not working today is progress. I fucking knew it. I was like, you stop fucking tweaking it, man. I can see it's connected to the chat, but it's not yet broadcast any messages. That's alright. We're here tomorrow. I'm going to try and not stream every day this week. Wednesday, Sunday. I'm gonna do my best. So none of us get fatigued. Because I find it a fucking breeze, man. Like it feels like it's fucking easy for me, brother, to be honest. But yeah. Making baguettes. Buzzing. Kind of baguettes. Oh, I've got to go talk to Egghead first. Bless you, Ash. See what I could do. I need to get some more music done at the moment as well, man. The thing is, just streaming. It's a bit of a trick for me sometimes, because it's like, oh well, that's kind of being productive, man. But there's ways I can help the stream and everything else by not streaming, if that makes sense. I need to try and lock into that a bit more.
The large-headed youth has closed his eyes, lost in the music. Sensing you, he opens them.
He's an jalapeno bangs, to be fair, mate. Can't go wrong there.
Pump it up!
What's up, brother?
Pump it up!
Hey, brother, I found this reel of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Ake's jam, brother.
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B.
Bit of an issue here. We're not actually in the church yet with these lot. They're going to be very shortly, but I think I've sequence broke this, man. His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel slot. Tape goes here into D bay. It clips.
A hand on his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
We're going to be church raving, yeah. We've got our favourite scene coming up
Great
soon.
excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
And we've got a pretty difficult skill check. We're going to save Scum to high heaven. What do you mean?
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Ready.
Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper.
Pretty Depeche Mode-esque.
Intriguing. The way I see it, Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song, something local. Seems you found an initial part with the main melody.
I think it's just happenstance, chaos in action, contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
And that.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key.
I can't help but agree, interfacing.
No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well.
That would be an unbelievable coincidence, but yeah.
Something mysterious is going on here.
Maybe Arno van Eyck lives around here and just threw a part of his song away because he thought it was shit.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume.
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
Bass.
You can't just leave it without a bass track.
Honestly, nothing springs to... boys, I can't really think of anything right now. But I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the lane.
Yo, the warrior! The warrior of dance music!
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
Shut up, Andre.
But it could be hyper!
Could be hyper.
Hardcore.
Could be hyper hardcore. I have to side with I have to side with my mans here. I have to side with my mans here. Right, back to the church. Because we got the filament for Suna. What's her name, man? Suna, yeah. And then we can get on with it, man. We need to at the moment the day 3, we haven't really investigated. We haven't really looked into the crime the murder we're trying to solve much, but we've been doing bits. We've been doing bits. We've got more people to talk to at the moment, and we'll be talking to him.
Yes, what is it?
Talk to him. About that off-site copy you asked me to bring.
Yes?
I brought you the filament.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one.
What's gonna happen now?
Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
Wait, no. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
What are you hoping to find?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment.
Bet.
Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out.
Play it cool. Now what? I think HDB's intuiting something here. The church is quite significant. Like I said, this church holds the scene that made me go, all right, fucking Disco Elysium's kind of amazing. We're on the precipice of having that scene play out. But there's some weird shit going on in this church. We're trying to get to the bottom of. Right now, what?
Sona doesn't reply. Her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something. For her morning star. Eyes scouring the millimeters.
Here. I found it.
Where?
Hold on.
She's behind a keyboard now, typing some numbers that only she understands. Oh, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 0. Can I do anything?
Shh. Just give me a second. I'm almost...
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
Okay.
Done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
Oh my god, congrats, man. That's fucking huge.
Thank you.
Where is it? Right, everybody. We're getting into some serious business. Where is your 2mm hole in the world?
There. In the swallow.
He points at the other end of the church where a group of water bowls forms a ritualistic arch.
Think you can help me again?
Yeah.
I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double-check my calculations.
What an interesting proposition. Truly a task for the intellectuals, solving the puzzle of water bowls.
I'll go figure it out. I'm well good at intellectual puzzles, me.
Figure it out? No. I don't need you to figure anything out. I've got a computer for that.
I've got a computer right up here. And on my wrist. Conveniently.
Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third ball 2 centimeters to the left and the fourth ball 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick.
Third ball 2 to the left. Fourth ball 5 to the right.
What? She only wants you to follow instructions. Nothing intellectually stimulating. In this task, a child could do it.
I'm not going to challenge that. I mean, HDB's pretty smart, bro, but she's got. I think her computer's got this. You know, no problem.
Thanks.
Right. Well, how do we? What would be the third and the fourth? If we go 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Water inside the bowls stands still. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls.
Yeah, third bowl from the left 2 centimeters away.
It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound.
So for those of you that missed the last Disco Elysium stream, there is a point in this church where there is no sound whatsoever. If you're within this particular spot, you cannot hear anything. There is a perforation in reality, supposedly. And we've been trying to, or she's been trying to identify the exact coordinates, the exact placement of this 2 millimeter or 2 centimeter hole in the world, and shit's gonna get a bit gnarly.
This task is an insult to your mental skills.
Move the fourth ball from the left 5 centimeters to the right.
Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place after all.
Yes, what is it?
I've moved the balls. It was fucking pimps. What's next?
Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
Okay, let's get this party started.
Yeah, let's do it. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
What does nothingness sound like? What does abject and complete nothingness sound like? What might it sound like? Isn't it just going to be silence and nothing else?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist?
Probably the Family Guy theme tune.
What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is...
You're right. You're right. We should be cautious. We don't know what we're dealing with here.
Maybe I'm just tired.
Oh, well.
Let's think about this logically. Why would nothing be terrifying if it's, well, nothing?
This is what kicks off for me. I'm like, yes. I assume that something that has no presence, existence, or qualities has to be terrifying.
Because it reminds us of death. And we humans tend to think that death is pretty scary.
It's scary, but we just have to face it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing. Nothing happens as Sona Lokanen-Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence.
Say nothing.
She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus, one hand cupping the headphone.
Well?
Damn it!
You didn't hear anything?
No, of course not. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
What do you need? What do you mean nothing happened? Did you find the swallow or did you? Didn't you?
No. No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it.
Silence is only what surrounds it. Fuck.
But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it? This can't be it. You should have a listen.
Right, I'm gonna save scum every check in this church because I'm going to save scum everything in this church.
Yes, what is it?
Everything.
Ooh, fuck a chap.
You are draped in silence like a drowning.
I hit F9 to reload it, thinking I was gonna.
Little headspace.
But fortunately, it did go through. Everything disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace.
And then the pressure changes.
What does it mean?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere, a weather change hanging in the air. What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
Luna, what if we just need a better sound system?
A better sound system?
A better sound system?
But where would we get one?
Oh, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. I think I know where we can find a better sound system, man.
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
It all comes together, man. Oh God, right. I'm just gonna try and stop saying how much I adore this upcoming scene, man.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
But it could help with the speakers.
You mean the speed freaks? Of course, the speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
They would? If you wouldn't mind them moving in with you.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
People together, man.
Brilliant negotiating there, detective. As always.
I'll go have a word.
Sure. Let me know how it goes.
I'll go have a word. You wait right there. I'll go have a word. Tori, me and them was sound like that, man. Go have a word with him. You wait there, I'll go out there and I'll have a word with him. Boys.
Hi again. So, how are things going? Yes? What's the deal?
Good news, I managed to convince Suna. Okay, she's all right with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project.
We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of anodic dance music.
Yes.
That's fine. We can manage.
Glad I could help, fellas.
We appreciate it. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
We get a time skip. I didn't keep an eye on the time, so I'm not sure. Let's just go check now. How's it going, fella?
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000! Ecstatic vibrations, totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
Buzzing.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
Kim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
Oh. Hell, all right.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
We should ask the Crabman.
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Well, hold on, it's his gaff too.
Why not?
The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
Nig's right.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Eggman. Sorry, Eggman. Egghead. You must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata! Yakukata!
A place to be.
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the nega!
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
What do you propose as a name, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking it.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs. Lloyd's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Alright, I think I've come up with a name, boys.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead!
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be. And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance to celebrate the name. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience.
Oh shit! I needed to get a save before this. We might have to load again. We're gonna get some pretty gnarly skill checks now. That tapping your foot.
It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs?
What are you doing, Andre? What you got going on down there?
I'm dancing.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing.
We should talk about this, man. We need to have a word. Talk about what the hell's going on here, brother, and your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves? Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes
Christ!
Much better. But the beat.
Goodbye, officer.
That's a brutal check. Right, let's see if we can make it any easier for ourselves. What garms we got that might help with this savoir-faire, brother? I have to get these checks. We're not gonna progress until I've got these checks. Nothing to help my savoir, man. Come on now. I've already got things that deduct. Yep. All right. We'll have to make do with that, man.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
8%. So that's about 12 reloads on average.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Fucking. We need to nail these checks, man.
It's good to see you.
You close your eyes and vacate your skull, leaving your brain to wonder, where did that little flutter go?
Total darkness. You sink down the darkest fathoms of your own personal deep, vertebrate by vertebrate, through the unformed skulls of your mind. Here it will begin.
What's the it? What's the it that our ancient reptilian brain is talking about. Our amygdala. What is the it in question? Where did the church go?
Who fucking cares?
Good.
No, not good. Orgasmic.
Where did the music go?
Oh, don't worry. The music's still there. It's you who is gone.
Oh, really? Why can't I hear anything?
This is a pivotal moment. Try not to piss yourself.
Concentrate on hearing.
Nothing. Just the immaculate silence of your spinal fluid. Electrified.
What was that about unformed skulls?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every vertebrae in your spine is an unformed skull ready to pop up and replace the old one. Like shark teeth. The one you're currently in has a little brain forming in it, waiting for its turn to rule the world.
As it ought to be. Where is it?
In the spinal cord.
What do you want, man?
From what I can see, it's about to bust a move.
Round of applause to Antu.
Foolhardy! Do you even know what's happening on the surface? Maybe 1,000 years have passed.
Done well, brother.
Maybe
You've done very well there.
started spazzing out like 2 seconds ago. With your eyes still closed, the first thing you feel, all the way back in the pivoting darkness of your own torso, is warmth. You have become a triumph of rhythmoplastics, somewhere in a smelly wooden church on the coast of Revachol. The wounds from the war you waged on your body are healing, twist by twist, turn by turn.
Open your eyes and dance like you've never danced before.
You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called Eggheads, entirely rigid, imbecilic, without pity or fear.
Hard stepping.
Free from self-awareness, no deliberation, only, and I mean only, execution.
Oh my god! No way!
Yes, way.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Right, let's see if we can get Kim in.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency.
Code 31! Code 31!
Lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The lights reflect off his glasses. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new reality.
A Code 31 emergency? Really?
Yes, officer! You're officer in need of assistance! On the dance floor! On the dance floor right now!
The lieutenant crosses his arms with a bemused look.
What's happening?
I have become Dance, the destroyer of worlds!
Good for you. Rock on then.
We ain't going anywhere before we tear shit up, man. I fucking love you, mate. I love you, man. It's just me and you, brother.
What?
Fucking 72%! 72%! No! 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 I'm not failing a fucking check like that, man.
Hey man, it's good to see you.
Fucking no chance. As if I hit the 8. As if I hit the 8.
Hey man, it's good to see you.
There's no way we're not, man. We hit the first. 72%. We got the 8% on the third attempt, man, last time. It's gonna fucking take us 20 now, innit?
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
You close your eye.
Total darkness.
Right, I'll chop it up.
Here, it was
To roll in the spinal cord.
good. Because
Full hard. With your eyes, you have become free from
Oh, my God.
with his.
Let's go.
He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dust.
What's going?
This is the lieutenant's obvious.
Code 31 emergency? Really?
The lieutenant.
What's happening? Good for you. What?
Who's the one in charge? You are.
Lieutenant, I'm only gonna pull rank on you one time, and that time is no. I assure you I'm not. Now get your fucking groove on, Lieutenant, or you fucking sacked me.
Get my what on?
I said get your fucking groove on, boogie woogie, bitch.
Sheesh, okay.
Watch and learn.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork. Plus, is that Ubi folk dancing?
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Yeah, whatever.
You talk a big talk, Lieutenant. Let's see some moves then.
Oh yeah? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can do age inappropriate. Now, check this shit out.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, causing the floor pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of you. It doesn't look like he'd give a shit either.
Yes, man. Let's go. Dance, Andre. It's the law.
The young man immediately bounces up and down, then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion. The authority of the law is clearly unquestionable.
And so what are you doing, man?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil, are you going to dance? No.
Even Suna's fucking talking to me. Fucking Suna, mate. I love you. I fucking love you, Suna. I've always loved you, man.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention back to her own work.
Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body
I'm fucking gonna hurt myself, aren't I?
You're going off the charts. You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive will be a point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire posse along for this?
Okay, where you look? Where are you? Where are you?
Here we go again. Hardcore fancy air. The sound above my head.
What now? The sound?
Above my hair, man.
Okay, this is too imbecilic. Excuse me.
Shivers 10. Let's go, man. Fucking 97% shivers check.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten stave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center, an officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever danced.
What's this strange feeling I keep having? It's cold, even now.
I am la Revacholière. I am the city.
What do you mean you are the city?
I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms.
Shivers is the city. Yeah, we've been talking to Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms.
Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her. I've seen you on the crescent of the hill.
You mean you are the city?
I am a fragment of the world spirit. I've seen you.
How are you talking to me, my love?
The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
Breath, air, wind. But who am I? Why are you talking to me?
You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jante and Rebut. When you wear your coat, you wear my soul. You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You also circulate among those who are hidden. I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Had a good rest there?
I spoke to the city of Revachol.
Fuck yeah! I bet you did. Those were some advanced moves, man.
That's all great, but we should really get going. We spent enough time doing aerobic exercise for today.
It's my favorite dialogue in the entire game, and it's only through cranking up your shivers that you can actually converse with Revachol like that.
Such is his respect.
And we've heard Revachol's voice once before when we were talking to Classy on the balcony, only very briefly, but we pointed out that it's the only internal voice that we've heard from HDB that is feminine.
Man! Now, man! Now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people.
End of human development. Mission complete.
Right, ecstatic.
All right!
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Goodbye, officer.
But we're not done yet.
Yes, what is it?
How's the project going? I see that your neighbours have moved in, but all I hear is Nordic dance music.
What?
I said...
What did you say?
I said, how's the project going?
I can't hear you. The music is too loud.
The project! How is it going?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Why though?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speakers.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I can't hear.
Egghead! A 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input. Okay?
Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekukata. A place to be, apparently.
It's wrong that it's where the egghead is wrong sooner. I'll speak to him.
Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes. Let me know how it goes.
Right. Egghead, talk to me, bro. Egghead, talk to me, bro. Egghead, are you bugging out, son? Yeah, let me exit and come back in. Excuse me.
Glorian Church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church. A hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gislain, tangled in its branches, something bronze flutters in the wind. He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer. One reel spinning. The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
Hey, can you please route Suda's signal through your speakers?
To the Mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
3.5, no doubt about it, my man. It's on the ground there.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Why am I seeing two Andres? Why am I seeing two Andres there? Is that something to do with the text box? Why am I seeing two Andres?
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
You worried me.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people.
Right, let's see what the void sounds like, man.
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
True.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on for just a sec for a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, what is it?
We're ready, man.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum! Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
I think what Egghead is trying to say is that the volume button or the dial is stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large, somehow.
What?
Never mind, let's do this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
He lifts a hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest. It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on? It's getting louder.
Hosiana, mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
It was in me at first.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down! No, the roof!
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Everybody, don't panic. It's beautiful.
Beautiful car! Beautiful life!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you? Yes, I've turned it off.
The mic is nothing. This has nothing to do with the mic.
Back.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Again, it's in the desk, brother.
And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hardcore.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
What was that? I've never heard anything that fucking like it.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically, I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
What happens now?
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You just don't have the pieces yet. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
Right. I'll go into a little bit of detail about what the Pale is, because we've not really talked about it yet, but now it's super relevant, and the plot, I mean, depending on the route that you go down, we don't necessarily get a great explanation of what the Pale is. So the world of Elysium is distinct in that it's not a single continuous or a contiguous landmass, but it consists of vast continents of matter known as the Isolas, and it's surrounded by like a separative tissue, and we refer to this tissue as the Pale, and it is the most dominant geological feature in the world. The intersolary mass at a ratio of 2:1 to matter, so there is far more of the Pale than there is of anything else. It doesn't have a perceivable appearance. It's achromatic, it's odorless, featureless, but it is the enemy of matter and life. It can only be measured through the matter that surrounds it, like the swallow, what Suna was calling the 2 millimeter hole in reality. You can only measure silence by what surrounds it. So where matter borders the Pale, the resulting border is an uproar of matter. It's evaporating into this Pale, and it's considered a great vision. It's the area of transition between the world and the area of transition between the world and the Pale is called porch collapse. It's a grey mist with cold vapor, known to house a specialized form of like fungal microorganism. The Pale is difficult to describe and measure. It's something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties like physical, epistemological, linguistic, a whole host of things. It's entropy. It's a force that is deteriorating existence in a way. The further into the Pale that you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical numbers stop working, which is why Suna's had difficulties with her project, because she, in some way, she's been blaming the Pale for the loss of a lot of the project data for the games and stuff that she was working on, which drove her to investigate what was causing it within this church and identifying the source or the placement, the position of the swallow, as she calls it. So numbers, even like information stops working. No one has ever passed the number barrier since the discovery of the Pale, and it's considered to be impossible. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. Again, we can only measure silence by what surrounds it. We know it's growing because we know what we can perceive, and we can measure what we are lacking, on a ratio, on a percentage basis. It's a weird concept, but it's easily one of my favorite aspects of Disco Elysium, well, the world of Elysium. Entroponetics is the in-universe study of the Pale. It's been studied for thousands of years in one way or another, and the most recent iteration of it comes from the state of Grad. But the study of the Pale reaches as far back as 6,000 years, and some consider Esolary entroponetics, the idea of the Pale being able to form from inside an e-solar. Some people regard it as a hoax, but the phenomenon has been proven. One example of it being the point of origin inside the fucking church with us right here. And it has been under investigation by the Moralists International previously. We heard Kim discussing it briefly one of the first times we came into the church. The exact origins of the Pale are unclear. Logical positivists, I think they claim that the Pale exists as pockets of antimatter which are capable of damaging and confusing the mind through extreme sensory deprivation. But a lot of in-universe dialectical materialists say that it's composed of manifested information or manifested past, capable of degrading memories into itself. We're going to talk to a character, an entity, in a little bit. That's going to talk about it. I best leave it there for now, to be honest. I'll go check with Joyce before I try this check here. A logic check. 3% at the moment. We'll go talk to Joyce, because she'll be able to give us a little bit of information about the Pale as well, I think. It's a very weird concept to try and grasp. But it's effectively, the way I see it is it's an undoing. It's a great undoing, in a way. It's not abject. It's not the abyss per se, because it contains things within it. But what it contains within it is something that we can't really perceive or properly articulate with what we're equipped with as people. Certainly if you spend too long in the Pale, bad things can happen to you to the point where you just won't leave. It will remove all trace of your existence. You will cease to have ever exist if you spend too long in the Pale. It's a fucking mad concept. I'd absolutely love it. A little bit, we've not really done too much. We've just had a brief interaction with the spirit of Revachol, and we've interacted with the 2mm hole in reality that is going to be the place where the world begins to end, following some of the events of Disco Elysium. The end is coming. The end is on its way. We can't really do much about it now, unfortunately. We're going to go talk to Joyce and ask her a little bit about the Pale. See if we can get that check down a little bit, because at the moment, HDB's limited comprehension of what the Pale is on a theoretical or a logical basis is limited. At the moment, we're just trying to get a bit more flavour for what... thank you very much. We're just learning a little bit more about the universe at the moment. Yeah. I need to save up my pennies, man. We don't know. We don't know. He was shot and then he was hung. But we don't know yet. We've not solved the case completely yet. We've got a few points of interest to check out in regards to our ballistics investigation and observations a couple streams ago. But we haven't progressed the main case. Yeah, we definitely didn't in the last stream. I know that much. How did I get here? I loaded the game up, and then I loaded my save. Yeah, and then I was here. We're still in Martinez, yes. We're still in Revachol.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Found my badge.
I love you did.
She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This was your plan all along, wasn't it?
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will. Because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
I'm stood on the jetty.
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Christ, man, some of these checks are ruthless. Right, well, I wouldn't mind more conceptualization anyway. That's brutal.
Glad to have been of his...
That's brutal. See if we can get it up a little bit, man. I'm going to save scum it a bit. Because investigations into the meaning of reality and what reality comprises of and why reality is or why it isn't reality and all the rest of these fucking impossible questions are the main reason I adore the writing in this game so much. So anything pertaining to like the Pale or to existence, we're just going to we're going to keep on rolling the dice until we fucking get them. Right, that should have gone up a little bit. Maybe it's like 8%.
Good. More lessons in basic reality? 8%. My favorite part of the day.
Right.
Glad to have been of his...
Let's get busy then. 11, 12 attempts.
Good.
Max, hopefully.
What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
What is...
Ooh, fucking hell! What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Say nothing.
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
Is it going to be shivers?
A frisson lifts the hair on the back of your arm. Wind sweeps the surface of the bay.
The wind is sweeping the waters.
The world is a suzerainty.
I don't know if I've ever heard Revachol here. We've heard a lot of Revachol that I hadn't encountered in my previous playthroughs, man. The instance at the church is probably the biggest one. It's probably fundamentally the biggest exchange we can have with Revachol. But we're hearing a lot more from her than I was actually aware of in this playthrough, which is really good.
Of Revachol.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
And what is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like we've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
Here we fucking go. How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Inside and sideways, what shape is this world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
Right, it's a good idea, brother.
A cold fear seeps into you.
I love this game, man. I have now, because this is what I wanted to show. This is my show and tell part of the game, where it's like, look at this fucking world that's been created. Look at this world that that ironically, due to many of the political themes and or the irony behind a lot of the political themes and the reality of the game and the company and the creators and all the rest of it, and the irony of having a concept like the Pale, just fucking chef's kiss. It makes my head spin. It makes me feel drunk trying to think about it all. It really does. The Pale, and what do you mean corona? Wait a minute.
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness.
Big world building concept that I inserted into the universe I've been developing way before I played Disco Elysium in 2019. Is the idea of existence surrendering itself to a single point of society, culture, humanity. They call it the Pale. I call it the Great Yawn. It's what the divine forfeited. It abstained from managing because the people that inhabited most of existence were never satisfied. So they made all of those people and all of that history and all of all of that geometry, all of that those ecosystems, biomes, whatever the fuck, they made them, or they unmade them. They took them, they removed them entirely from history, from memory, so they could focus entirely on a single point of existence and observe it tirelessly without having to worry about divergence in places beyond their sight or their capabilities. It's the nothingness and the abyss really does. It does something to my. Contemplating it has always made me quite excitable, I think. So, as I say, this is a concept. Like, the Pale is very similar to a concept that I had already been developing in my own creative works. And it's not to say, oh, because this is what I mean. It's a natural thing to include in your stories, to be honest. The universe is the best writer of all, manifesting its will through the unity of individual creativity, like especially in artistic projects, to see the collective unconscious talk. Exactly. You put way more articulate than I was about to be, because me and Disco Elysium, or Disco Elysium and I, and a bunch of other projects, man, we're all stumbling on the same stuff and contemplating it in similar ways. The thing I appreciate about Elysium's depiction and descriptions of the Pale is it's far more articulate than I've ever managed to be with it. They are better writers than me. They're far better writers than me. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the undoing. It's the removal. Not just in terms of the physicality of something. It's existence permanence. It's not just removing. It's not just wiping out land masses. It's wiping out memory and culture and identity on an unprecedented scale. That's essentially what the Pale is. It's a convoluted storm of entropy, nothingness, something that you cannot really ever hope to understand, because it's a storm. It's a storm of deterioration. It's like the Pale is something where mathematics cease to function properly. It's fucking mental. Like, you can't. And trying to think about it only proves more. The more you think about it, the more you realize that you can't ever hope to understand a concept like that, because you don't. People are linear beings. Like, we perceive time in a very narrow way. We perceive information in a very narrow way, and trying to comprehend a reality that doesn't abide by these rules is fucking near impossible for us, man, because it's fucking terrifying to consider the idea that we're not in control at all, because we're not. Two opposites of the great dichotomy that will never understand its absolute void and absolute chaos creation. Absolutely, yeah. The best thing about humans is the ability to conceptualize these things, and then the rest of it is frustration at the fact that we can't pierce the veil. All the suffering, all of the convoluted political and economic systems is humanity throwing a tantrum at the fact that it is not in charge of anything. It's an angry, infantile existence. We're a very juvenile existence, and all the suffering that comes from the world just comes from the fact that we are massively, overwhelmingly unequipped to really understand or substantiate what existence really is. We can barely conceive a purpose for ourselves, really. A lot of the time, a lot of people have to be told what the purpose is, man. I see it as the void is the highest form of order, and the highest form of creation is absolute chaos. Yeah, probably agree. Interesting. Yeah, void as the highest form of order is very interesting. That's a very interesting way to put it.
I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
No existence is hanging somewhere in the middle ground of opposites. Yeah, absolutely. I think people frustration is the word that I use. Conscious or subconscious. I think humanity is very put out by the fact that it doesn't understand anything. No matter how hard, but that's why apathy is so popular. I opt to be apathetic in spite of it all, because it's too much. It's entirely too much. You know. What could be more orderly and more peaceful than nothing? Absolutely, bro. That's it. And that's what's interesting about the Pale, or about this manifestation of entropy or non-existent or unexistence, is that it shares so much with the idea of death, which is probably easily humanity's greatest fear as a culture. It's enthralling, certainly. You become enough, you become one with presence and exist. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. 100%. Far more people are dead than alive. Maybe they've got it more right than us. A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's going to bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Yeah, meditation's fucking... Took me a while to get... Because we call it the practice of meditation, man, because it's fucking... It's hard work. It's very hard work. But hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it. And when I say do it, I mean just practice it. I don't like people who tell me they've not got the time for it, or they can't get, you know, oh, the brain's too busy. It's like, who are you talking to, man? You actually talking to, brother? It's fucking bullshit. It's such a cop out. Just like, you fucking shit, man. Yeah, doing meditation in and of itself is a bit of a paradox. I completely agree. Fucking weird. It really is weird. It really is a weird thing to try and to get your head around. Because people are like, oh, you do it, it'll lower your anxiety, it'll lower your stress and stuff. But but it's like, why? Oh, because of breathing and you know, controlling your thoughts. And it's like, yeah, but what happens when you go past that? When it's not just about managing your infantile sensibilities and impulses. What? Why do some people dedicate their entire lives to the practice? What is enlightenment? What is transcendence? You can't articulate these things. You can only experience them. People don't see the twists and turns of it. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Chief of all, me either. Like I say, I choose apathy sometimes. Oftentimes, I need to. I need apathy as a crutch, because my head would fall off my fucking shoulders if I didn't have the option, or if I didn't have the means, you know. Absolutely, bro.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy with 80% humidity. Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
Said pale. What is pale?
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say is...
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
What do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still
We'll have
recovering
to come back
from
when
a
Kim's
recent
not here, aren't we, I think?
The lieutenant's right. Let's change topics.
Yeah, I agree, Auntie. I'm very,
you want
very,
to
very
know?
similar.
But she wants to tell you. You could sneak back later when he's not around, unless you can convince him to step aside.
92% volition. I don't think I've seen this before. Ask him to step away whilst you discuss the Pale.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, could I talk to the Babylon for a sec?
Fine.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the Pale?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
I'm sure, man.
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass.
What is the Pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
The negation of...
That's right. The negation of being.
Is it here?
No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world?
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
Try and get your head around that, man. The idea of numbers ceasing to function.
Oh, it is so difficult for us. It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged.
The Pale can damage the mind?
Extensively.
Psychedelics, my friend. Perhaps.
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter.
A quick reminder that when we talked to the Pale driver, she claimed, or rather stated, that she was... When we found her, she was in a stupor. She was in a bit of a daze. Wasn't lucid. And when she came to, she described her... She was reminiscing. We saw it as her reminiscing, but she said to us that the memories weren't hers and she wasn't reminiscing at all. So when Joyce says that the Pale consists of past information that's degrading, this goes for memories as well, or what the factors that surround a memory in order for a memory to exist. Remember, we can only measure silence by what surrounds it. Or much the same way, we can only there's a lot of information that goes into a memory, and because the Pale driver, a lorry driver who specializes in driving through routes within that go through the Pale, she has somehow onboarded memories that aren't her own. And if she isn't indeed experiencing them as memories, then she is capable of existing outside of your standard conceptions and understanding or comprehension of time or chronology. Could be that she was, if not physically, I mean, I don't know. In some way, she could have been experiencing those memories actively, presently, as much of as paradox that might be. But yeah, this is pretty much confirmation that when we spoke to the Pale driver, and she told us those memories, that those memories indeed were not her own. We can take her word on that now.
They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology. Maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue.
What does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Interesting. I forgot that this was a factor in Joyce's characterization.
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in her lorry.
Do lorry drivers pass the Pale?
Yes. Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says. That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
What is entroponetic?
Entroponetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian Super E Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
Probably get a thought on the go whilst I'm doing this. Let me just see. Conscience, maybe. I mean, if there's no... Because day 4, we're going to get a political thought cabinet entry that we're going to need to learn in order to do something that I've never done before in Disco Elysium towards the end of the game. Might actually save it for now. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. Did they cross it? The Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
That's what's lavender, man. I'm gonna give it a go. I'd like to. It's one of the things I've never done, and we will of course go for the ending in the reeds. But there's one scenario that I've not spoiled for myself yet because I knew I wanted to experience it at some point. Good to have you. Welcome to the fantasy.
Sounds like an absolute fantasy land. Well, it is, but I'm gonna go and get inside it. Come and join me in the fantasy.
What has Entrepreneurs changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft?
Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
And if we do not?
Then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
How much Pale is there compared to the world? It's a factor of 2 to 1, I think.
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
There's more unexistence than there is existence.
What do you think, Detective?
It's growing. There is more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate.
And we only know that because of the way that we measure silence. We can only measure silence by that which surrounds silence.
An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
It's not extreme at all. I know it's going to happen. HDB, Harry does know it's going to happen. Like he's intuited more than he lets on to any of the people he's spoken to so far, and anybody that he does fess up to, they just think he's fucking mental. Because you would if somebody was like, "No, I've seen the end times, man. They're well on their way." You call them barking mad.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge.
Fucking a little bit familiar. It sounds a little bit familiar, Joyce. A little bit familiar. Oh, it's interesting.
I suggest you do the same.
We were just talking about apathy.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go into the wild Pale yonder, boys.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Metal.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Fucking fire. That is everything in it, really. Why should we just leave and the world get left behind? Like, why? What? This is the entitlement of human existence. This is the hubris of humanity right here, man. That is the fear of death articulated in its in as short form as I think you could possibly do it. Why should we just leave and the world get left behind? Why not?
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
Getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Fucking, if you've been listening to Joyce at this point, and I'm sure many people, I'm not going to knock anybody that might or goes on to select one of these options if they ever decide to pick up this game for themselves. If you listen to all this and you have this conversation and you're still picking one of the political options, I don't know what to fucking tell you. It's like you don't, unless it's for a laugh, man. It's like, not only do you not understand what the gravity of what is being discussed, but you don't really understand anything. You don't understand fuck all, man. I need to get my little portrait up here. Bang. 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 You don't understand fuck all, man. Like, this is the least political conversation I think we've had in the entirety of Disco Elysium, man. And we've still got options that are neoliberal or ultra-liberal, communism, moralist. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. If you listen to this and your first instinct is to refer to politics, I don't know what to tell you. But we probably don't have much in common. Probably don't have much to talk about, to be honest. But I'm sure some people in earnest will have some venom in their stomach will just resort to one of these options anyway, man. You know? You're not picking up. Shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up. Who am I to think anything of it?
Mm-hmm. You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
Be a fucking disaster. I know it. All those people will die.
Steel yourself, officer. Your colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, he is competent. I checked up on him. And you also have me. I will try to assist you in any way I can.
Yeah, all right. That's a fair statement, man. How do you address something like this through politics? Like, isn't that just a form of escapism to try and discuss something that really cannot be stopped or cannot be completely understood? That what good does discussing it do, other than to delay the inevitable, man? Like, it's only postponing. Like, the pale is growing, it's coming one way or another. So the only thing that's keeping us from embracing it is the fear of unbeing, which is a petty quarrel from my perspective. But this is why Disco is so good, because it allows us to have conversations like this. Like, to me it's an embrace it, it's a get comfortable with it sort of thing. No amount of discourse or debating or regulations or otherwise stops the fact that it is and will continue to be well after, whether we manage to navigate it around in our time or not. At some point it's going to catch up with us, even the pale is, or we're going to fucking bite it anyway. But I like the idea that we categorize these things into politics versus don't know, but that's why we got religion. That's why we got politics in the first place. It's so we can devise more ways to be comfortable with the here and prepare ourselves for the then. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow, man. Like, there's nothing political about that to me. But it's infinitely interesting to discuss. It's why I like Disco Elysium, man. And people entitled to play this any way they want, man. And go with their gut in picking these decisions, man. Because the game's got a bit of a barometer on all of us in terms of where we stand politically. Even apolitical assholes like me. Politics everything is political ultimately. As much as I fucking hate it, it is. We can't avoid it, because we've structured our society and our culture around these systems, that we can refer to and that we can band behind. Like it's a very good thing in many ways, but to me, a lot of it is all escapism and deflection. It's and in context when discussing the Pale, it's like why is there a need for discourse at all other than sheer avoidance or escapism? Because the alternative is just to accept your demise, and people are very uncomfortable doing that. So it's what I'm getting at is it's an impossible thing to discuss or rationalize or work around. It's literally impossible, and the only reasons that we would divide ourselves around how to navigate around it is sheerly in an effort to try it and escape from it. But you can't escape from it. So does it need a discussion? I mean, that's what makes us the ability and the idea that to be able to of us being able to conceptualize nothingness is well worth discussing. But in a political climate, I'm not too sure. But everything is political. You can't escape that. And I don't have. My only point is really that there is no point. So the longer I discuss, the longer I try and articulate it, it's just going to sound like I'm running in circles, because to me that's the best we can ever hope to do in the face of something like the Pale. But it's not the only perspective, certainly. And I'd be very interested to hear what others think in regards to the best way to cope with encroaching oblivion. That is not understood. Can only be understood by by where it isn't or what it isn't, and that percentage is declining to a point where we may not even be able to remember how much we used to have, man, because it's consuming memories, it's consuming just data and information from years and years, eons of culture and history is just nulled. It's just made void. So we can only account for what is here whilst it's here. But once it passes that point, once the porch eats up more of these cities, there will be less culture than there ever has been and will ever be, because we no longer have the concept of the things that have been consumed by the Pale. So at some point it could just be one person stood on their own on a tiny island in the middle of nothingness who knows nothing about anything. Because they are the last man. They're the last man standing. They put all of their efforts into trying to avoid the inevitable, and they are more alone. They're the only person that has ever existed at this point, because everything else has been consumed. Everything else has been null and void. Like it's and the last person standing can no longer conceptualize, nor has any memory or concept of anything that isn't right where he is, or what he is. That's a pretty grim fate in my mind. But there's no, what do you do? What do you do? It's a fucking doozy, boys.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
Even if we have to do it one basic turn.
Let's have a look. Catching up on the chat now. How you approach that? That's what I can say. Everything is political, right? Maybe the growth of the Pale is not inevitable. Have you no faith in humanity to solve huge problems? The Pale's a hard one. The pale's a difficult one. Because no, probably not. Probably not. I don't have much faith. I think our scope for understanding and intellect is it has a pretty hard ceiling to it, because it's relative to us, and we are innately we're quite insensitive to the ebb and flow of we're very linear beings, especially chronologically. It's hard for me to, especially based on the world of Elysium. It's a really good question. Based on the world of Elysium is a world that's kind of divided and chewed itself up anyway. I would say probably not. I'd say the pale probably wins. And I kind of know that it does. From what we know about what would have been developed in Elysium, it's pretty much accepted that humanity doesn't win this one out, unfortunately. Citizen unfathomable, unconquerable like death itself. I don't think death is a problem we need to solve. It's just a fact of life. Absolutely. And I think I understand that politics means more than just categories and labels is crucial to discourse. Politics is philosophy and ideology applied to our existence and coexistence. Why can't philosophy and ideology be separate, other than the fact that politics is the foundation of culture, and the conditioning for the minds and philosophies that develop underneath it? Is it not possible to be separate to a standardized and rigid perspective on ways of life and views on existence? Under communism, we would have more trains and less car infrastructure, so it would be way... No. That's a fair point. That's a very good retort. I fuck with that, Lavender. I really do. Games and stories and stories of discourse. Attempting to escape is a political praxis. Yeah, but I think it's to me it's blurrier than that. It's blurry because we can say that everything is political, and in some way because it informs opinions. But how do I put this, man? Is death political? Is the concept of life and death political outside of humanity, or even including humanity? There's too many people on the planet. Can't be a thing. There's no politics anymore. I agree, Tommy. See politics more as distraction more than legitimate tool of bringing ideologies to be applied to our existence, a charade of choices. But I do appreciate, yeah, me and I agree. Sorry, I got excited. Lavender says you sound like a nihilist. Pretty much. A jolly nihilist. I'm a jolly nihilist, though. Nihilism comes with a lot of negative. It comes with a few negative tropes and stereotypes, man. But I kind of revel in nihilism. Nihilism puts a smile on my face. But I also see that everything's political in nature. Yes, and I'm very aligned with Auntie on a lot of this. Politics and party politics are not the same thing. Politics is an eternal human concept, innit? Extrapolate. But I might be too foil hat cynic. I don't know if that's cynical, brother. I don't think that's cynical, but then again, it's me that's agreeing with you. So now that there are planet destroying tools, there has to be some logic behind them. Yeah. The distinction between party politics and actual politics and philosophies is crucial in the current conversation. I connect politics with party politics way too much nowadays, which makes them makes me much more apolitical now. On existential problems, I see current political systems as insufficient to solve our problems, but I have hope on us inventing actual new ways to coexist in this weird world. Hopefully. It might be where me and you differ, brother. I just might have, like, the attenuation in our wrists evolved so we could fucking beat things over the head with a club, and I can't really get away from that fact. But I'm a nihilist. Apathy is a tool that fascists and capitalism use to their advantage. It keeps people subdued and disengaged and easy to control. And knowing that is the thing that keeps me switched on. No, fair enough. Philosophy and ideology are separate, but the way we apply them is political. Because, because we don't have a choice, do we? Under communism, we'd have more famine as well, statistically, but everything has its sides. Yes. The way we live and the way we die is political for sure. Under authoritarian communism, yes. You should get into absurdism. Ever read any Camus? Yeah, actually, well, that's a good point, actually. Maybe it's a sort of balance, because I really like my Nietzsche in terms of prose. But Albert is goated as well, man. I can't wait. Stick around for Near Automata. We'll get that going at some point, man, because it's gonna fucking go off. Gonna go off, man. Absurdism might be the one too, because it's the myth of Sisyphus is certainly something I think about quite a lot. So that, yeah, I might have to check my philosophical alignment. That's not a bad shout. I'm an anarchist in my political persuasion. Big on Camus as anarcho-communism for sure. Hey, we got our risk mobility by throwing shit. Stick, what is it? Kobo Abbey? The stick in the rope? Maybe. I'll have to get. I need to dig into my anthropology bag. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, to be fair, brother. Is being a video game streamer not to see? Oh, absolutely, man. Oh, absolutely. It's peak apathy as well. We need to invent something genuinely new instead of rehashing old ones. It's fucking. It's a wait and see game for me, man. In terms of being a contender in the political, philosophical arena, I don't know, man. I'm a fucking guy that cosplays as a goblin and plays video games, and occasionally releases music about death and oblivion. So my way of dealing with existence is just acknowledging it sometimes. At least I've heard in multiple different anthropology. I always struggle with that word. That our brains and arm-based mobility advance was by throwing shite. I'll double check, man. Mushroom evolution's a good one as well, man. Absolutely. It's a doozy, man. And it's why I never really try and profess to know much about anything. Not as a scapegoat, because obviously I said a lot and I stand by a lot of what I said, but it is an opinion, and it's an opinion informed by my environment and the things that I've experienced under politics, under philosophy, the weather, food, you know. It's a lot for me, and the way I deal with it, and not be depressed all the time, because I've got one of those kind of brains, is to fucking check out as a protective measure in some way. Ooh, Tommy, I'm a guiltless reactionary only because I believe in catching shit before throwing it.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing.
That was fucking insane, Kim!
Yes, well, The rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years, so...
You will have to deal with it too, the lieutenant thinks.
Right, let's get to work. Let's get back to our murder case. A man has been killed.
Good luck, detectives.
Fuck, there's too many games, man. Like, I'm gonna put a poll up, actually. I'll put a poll up. V-Real theories. Let me make a note right now, fella. Because admittedly, I've not done much research recently. So I'll have a look, bro. I'll have a look. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, by the way. I'm going to get a few options up for the next game we'll play after Disco. And most of them deal with existentialism in some way. As any good piece of media fucking should. Lavender, it's really good to have you as well, by the way. You'll do well around here. FF9 Automata. What are some fucking games, man? We said we were gonna play, man. We want to follow this with a banger. Appreciate you, Lavender. And the tunes are coming as well. Trust. We've got plenty more musing to do in that respect, man. A lot more wallowing as well. Good company. Good to have you. Shame my fucking chatbot's not working. Well, it's connected, but it's not fucking doing anything. Get the links up. Hold on, man. We will continue in just a moment. And my alerts is going to be... I decided to program all the bullshit in terms of chatbot and the alerts and stuff. So it'll all be cooking soon. But I'm missing out on new subs and stuff. So if people have subbed, etc., appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh, these are some bangers. I need one more banger. Try not to miss any of the heaters. See what, we'll try those for now. We pull up, man. We might run another one before we actually finish Disco, because I have a feeling I'm missing one or two. But all of those deal with some of the things we've spoken about in one way or the next. And they're all fucking phenomenal as well. Right, what time is it in game? 11:30. Let's go have a word with a pale driver. I need to dip back into my Camus bag as well. I did have it. I did have Thus Spake Zarathustra on my desk when we were running through Final Fantasy VIII. We're talking a lot about eternal recurrence and stuff in that, but I don't actually have any Camus in. Need a book. I always need my fucking books. Surprisingly, I'm lacking Camus. I've heavily invested in Nietzsche over the years, but Albert is my boy as well. That's a great shout.
The woman is still hunched over the railing. Her head...
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
You're a Pale driver. You transport goods through the Pale.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the Pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate.
Rather should.
It's death, but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Yes, man. Yes, man. everything is related to the pale. My condition, the case, everything. It's all entroponetic.
That is exactly what I didn't want you to think. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in pale transport.
No offense. But your partner? Seems like a bit of an idiot.
I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world. Now, I'd go with the drinking, let's be honest.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even things I never knew.
Things you never knew?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation.
Should've got some Doritos, bro.
The grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot.
Dolores Bay. Dolores.
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent Dolores Day.
Roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs at Rail, the smoke from the fouling piece when Dolores Day was shot. The look on her face like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocence, Dolores Day.
Heroic doses, Hervé. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this? What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
Actually, I fuck with my girl. I fuck with the pale driver, man. I like what the pale driver is saying. What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
What does it look like? The pale.
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark. You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
How do you pass through it? In
the belly of an airship, behind the sail windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry, then?
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
The wheels all small and round. Multi-axle trailers.
One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
No elaboration.
Option 3. I feel I already have what you have in some way. I'm picking this because HDB, Mr. Harrier Dubois, does have some extrasensory abilities. He can intuit things that he shouldn't know. Things he's not present to witness, to observe, to conceptualize, be it through shivers or other paths of intuition. But on top of that, Harry's not just Harry. Harry's also me and us. Harry's got memories that aren't his own, much like the Pale Driver has, in a way. Harry opened up another hole in the university. It was weird how he's. I need to get clear on what he means by that, because he seems to think that, or he says sometimes that the beginning of the end, or the swallow, or something like the swallow originates, and it's probably just him being dramatic in some way. But I don't know, because he's a fucking weird guy, man. But he's as bumbling as he's presented. You and I know this. He's a strangely intuitive guy, and it just pains me that we're not going to get a Disco 2, or at least not in any way that matters at this point. Yes, I feel I already have what you have in some way.
They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale.
Should have been a beat there, between nearing some kind of beat, indescribable finale.
Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
The motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
In the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway, she sang.
It takes all the people where they want to stay.
They say I've been away on a kind of holiday.
What is at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the leg. Hosianna.
A sigh escapes her lips, then silence, as she stares within herself.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective. Let's get some air. These ones...
Oh, Kim. Oh, Kim, you silly bitch. Let's see if we can book it back to the chapel for one more check before it gets too late. I think we get like I think it's a fail state if the in-game timer gets to 2 in the morning. So we've got a little bit of info about the Pale, and just to really kind of check this day off properly with our little investigation into the Pale and the possible origin point for the end of the end of our existence, or the end of quote-unquote existence. We're going to book it back and try and do what was previously a legendary... can't remember what kind of check it was, actually. We'll find out. And we've had a pretty good successful day in... well, not for exploring or getting anywhere with the case that we're meant to be solving. Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's alright. It's a different place. But, Harry certainly should be understanding a little bit more about the nature of existence and unexistence. And then tomorrow we can press on with the case itself. Tomorrow, I'm still here for an hour and a half in the least on the stream, but we're going to end the in-game day quite soon.
Yes, what is it? The swallow, you mean? Great. Thanks.
Oh, damn. Okay, I didn't think it got that high. All right.
You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago.
Wait, how?
These thoughts formed in you somewhere in a long forgotten discussion behind the kitchen table.
It makes me want to smoke.
Light. Drinking coffee and smoking with a friend.
Sooner. It's the origin point of the Pale, my girl.
What?
The swallow is how it starts. It's baby Pale.
But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
The Pale is only an effect, a transition between the world and that.
Then what is that?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing.
It's less than nothing. The final state, the final rest state for reality. Imagine if all of this never was.
Then the Pale is...
simply a gradient.
But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here and the Pale is not.
One day, when it's larger, it will be.
I understand. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mole. Erupting in points inside the world.
Let me just fucking try and internalize that. A theory of the Pale where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like a cancer or a mold erupting in points inside the world. Quite right, and this is one of those places.
According to this, how long...
till it starts swallowing. It's already started, man. Starting with sound.
And information. Causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in a church? And also when or how it might start growing, or if it has other effects in addition to sound and data?
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside.
I also have a question, since we are piling them on. How do you know this? I'm not doubting you. I'm simply curious as to how a detective of the RCM
knows how to think this.
Didn't form in a church. The church formed around it, probably.
Of course! A pine wood sarcophagus. Or a containment facility of some kind. Built by the first settlers.
Yeah, acting on an instinctual level of religious practices that we've forgotten.
I have considered the same. The bad news is there were 7 Pinewood churches
7 sisters.
in the first decade of provincial settlement.
Always 7.
Most of them were burnt down during the revolution, or repurposed before, during the suzerain. I'm not saying all of them have one in them, but...
some of them might. A black grain hanging in the air.
All the failed businesses in the doomed commercial area. All the failure in Martinez.
You think the presence of that puncture has somehow influenced the outcome of events here? Even, say, software development?
Convenient, wasn't it?
She already made up her mind when she heard it. Some kind of great and uncaring force had to play a part. It wasn't only them.
Fucking tricky, but we're not really equipped to answer, are we, Sooner, to be honest? But this is very much an outlook answer. And we've got the 3 options. Yes, even the revolution was defeated here. I mean, a kind of entropanetic history. The second is all the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here. And the third is no, we're reaching. People fail on their own. I fucking don't know. I don't know. I'd like to say 3. But I don't think this is a question that can be answered in universe. Really. Certainly with the information that we're equipped with. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It could be a heavy case of confirmation bias, my girl. Like, she came here looking for a reason. She came here looking for something to blame for the data loss that her games company experienced. But it did bring her here for a reason, I guess. I'm gonna go for 2, middle ground. All the failed businesses and ideologies. There's something wrong here.
I told the producers we need to go and move to a normal office building with amenities. But no, the artists like the milieu, the writers like the history. I told them.
I should let people still working in there know about this. They might be affected.
You mean Plaisance and the Dice Maker? There was almost no one left when we packed up.
Yeah, both of them, man. Why not?
Then go tell them.
I think I've had this thought before. That's how I know.
An amateur anthropomedic police officer. I'd like to say I've heard stranger things, but I'm not sure. This is a hell of a guess, however.
Stranger Things is a bad Netflix show, brother. This is something much bigger than that, friend.
Yes, it is very interesting, but I wouldn't say you know. This is a guess, one that's going to have to be proved by anthroponetic scientists.
Isn't anthroponetic science kind of a... No, mind. One day all the world will be like that 2mm hole, you know?
She falls silent. The wind blows in through the hole in the stained glass window, cold and moist.
Ooh, let's see what we get for these, man. I am fucking just spoiling these ones, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind getting either of these just for the potential narrative benefits. But let's just see what benefits I do get. Ooh, that one's a good one. That one gives me +1 Inland Empire, and I do like David Lynch, so cleaning out the rooms. Cleaning out the rooms. My poopy doopy room. Ooh, shit. That's a fucking doozy. We're going for that one. Right the fuck now.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest, some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team.
Man, you will certainly some men.
Well, that's the problem.
One more thing. Maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space.
Yeah, they're still insane, but then again, so am I.
Yeah! Once the light is on in the universe, it will never go out!
Based egghead, man.
Thank you, egghead. Let's leave it at that, shall we? We have an anthroponetic detection to perform in this district.
Yes, Kim. Kim's on side, brother. I do have one mystery that still needs solving. The radio ghost in the doomed commercial area's electronic doorbell.
The creepy woman! We were wondering about that when we worked there, but I had completely forgotten about it ever since.
Me and Sooner are fucking bros now, by the way. Big homie.
It must be anthroponetic crosstalk, the one you get in radios and long-distance calls. Now it makes sense, with the pay right on the doorstep.
Incredible. This would also explain why we get it on the police radio all the time.
Even Kim's on side, man. Even Kim's on side. What a fucking buzz, man. Do you see why this is my favourite point in the game? You've still got some fantastic moments, but this whole event, this whole discussion surrounding the Perikinesian Church in Martinez. Oh, it's a fucking banger, mates. Fucking banger.
It's quite common, actually. When the signal gets really too pale, all kinds of irregularities take place. You may hear snippets of someone else's conversation, or the voice of your former lover, or an echo of an event that took place 100 years ago. Pale is a shroud of memories, and it doesn't really distinguish to whom those memories belong to. You could hear anything.
That makes sense. Thanks for explaining everything to me.
Anytime.
Noid. Just get the conversations done with these lot.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. You really came through for the hardcore underground.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
The would-be leader is cutting some futuristic shapes on the floor. A cell using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window...
That's a good point, actually. I thought it was just like going to be a limitations thing in terms of the amount of music that would have needed to be produced. But have they got one song? If they only got one song,
Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
I did it for mankind, for all of mankind.
Okay.
I don't believe you actually think you did it for all mankind, but whatever keeps you in high spirits is okay by him.
Noid, what do you think about the church, brother?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
Fucking dialogue, brother. How do you like the glasswork?
I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye.
I think a lot about Dolores Day, man. Because it's interesting that some people are just like, nah, man, bad fucking vibes. Because she was a war criminal. We can't really argue with that. She's also the mother of humanism. It's a fucking just weird messianic figure. I've got quite a fascination with the idea of the concept of a messiah. And it's like I want to revere Dolores Day, but she's a bit of a fucking weirdo. I'm getting some real negative vibes from her too, bro.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Mass murder on the floor.
The second option is, but she's pretty. Would you say that she was, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Fucking Noid. Jesus. I just need to cap that for... I've got a little folder full of fucking disco quotes, man, but this shit here... Kinda lit. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me, and they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that. The innocence is a player character. Explain. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Fuck you, but yeah, no, you brought something right to the front of my mind there that I completely forgot about. It is kind of hinted that Harry is an innocence, right? I'm not alone in thinking that, right? Fucking yes, Lavender. I've completely talking about how weird and like preternatural Harry is. And just fucking shame we're not gonna get any more of this world, innit, man? Or some miracle happens, man. We need the innocence Robert Kurvitz to be freed, man. The thing that makes you an innocence is the ability to save scum. And the knowledge that, and just the knowledge and the history of save scumming brought in by the consciousness of the player. Like, this is why when I was talking to the Pale Driver, I said, I kind of think I've got what you've got. Kind of think that I've experienced memories that aren't necessarily my own, because as a player, in a meta context, we're bringing in our experiences and we're supplanting them. We're using HDB as a vehicle. But Harry being an innocence is something I thought about fucking ages ago, and you've just reminded me of it, even though I've been dancing around the subject. It's something I'd like to believe, in a way, just because Harry becoming a messiah figure, and spoiler for Disco Elysium 2, it's never going to come out. Harry will go on to lead the new revolution. He probably is an innocence. Probably is an innocence, bro. We know that he goes on to lead the revolution, bro, and who better to get behind than a new innocence? There isn't a current innocence at the moment, I don't believe. And Harry will probably get assassinated like Dolores, man, but fucking hell, man. Yeah, they hate this too.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
And I love the idea of an alcoholic, drug-riddled, a heartbroken fucking burnout. That's just hard carried by his preternatural and his supernatural abilities, because he does canonically, like, shivers. I don't know if many other people are talking to the spirit of Revachol through the fucking wind. Don't think too many people have really done that. So I'm gonna double down on the Harry is an innocence theory, because if for nothing else, it's fucking hilarious, and headcanon's the best we've got at this point, man. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about what we know was planned for Disco Elysium 2, but yeah, it's off the fucking table, boys. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit. This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Fucking Noid is dropping serious bars at the moment. I'll cap that. Whew. I do feel like there's something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
A weird one, man. I like that stained glass window. Can we not make it an ironic thing? Say nothing, stare grimly into the distance.
The speed freak looks the same way. It is dark there in the back of the church.
It's the kind of fucking conversations that I have with people on stimulants, bro. Hypothetically. And back in the day. Allegedly. But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to
Sorry, I vanished.
sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
Quite annoyed, man. I feel like me and Noid would have some good chats on a night out, man.
Many more tons.
Oh, yeah, no, never, man. I was never a teenager. I was never in my 20s either. I don't know what you're talking about.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we're living, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory.
Whoa, fucking hell. But the fishing man, fucking something about the fucking the facts that Noid is dropping just sent fucking shockwaves through my body, man. It's like, oh, fucking hell. Jesus, brother. And he's the kind of guy you'd never talk to again. And he's the kind of guy you'd talk to on a night out, and that's it, man. You'd be like, oh, fucking weird, that guy. Yeah, I'm done talking about it. I don't want to think about it anymore.
It's a strange choice of words. Caustic. Overflowing.
Well, here's the thing, because there's one thing we haven't learned about Harry. And it's connected to his weird basically Harry's makes a lot of comments about Dolores as if he knows her. And he's like, I like it. I'll leave it there.
That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand.
It's a shame to see the reviews coming for Civ 7, by the way. I'll fucking look for a repack, man. I'll give it a go, but I'm not buying. I'm not paying for it until it's fucking worth it.
Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantity.
Oh yeah, no, you would have been looking forward to that as well, aren't you?
Perhaps something more.
What a shame. Yeah, what womp indeed, man.
He means something paranatural. He must.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
Something more fundamental. You mean the sound anomaly?
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
What do you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Big companies do be doing shit things. Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
Yeah, true. They did pimp out Civ 6. And I do like Civ 6 as well, man. Maybe I'll just I've got the complete edition for that, so.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live.
That's all right, man. I think, to be honest, other than World of Warcraft, which isn't tracked on the dashboard, the Battle.net dashboard, Team Fortress 2 is the only one with my egregious, I think it's somewhere over 2,000 hours, which pales in comparison to some people I know, but still.
End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass.
That's over 200 days.
Melodic beats and hard basses needed to reanimate it.
What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocentric system.
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history.
Yeah, don't worry, bro.
Maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
Fucking false core, man. We need to adopt false core as a part of the common vernacular. Bit over 900 hours on Civ 6. Yeah, don't worry, brother. Just me. Got a few years on you yet. Youngin.
20 kilotons.
Yeah, Noid's the man. I forgot he was this. Like I say, on a night out or at a house party or something, I'd just be fucking, yeah, man, fucking madness. What a shame. What a shame I grew up. what a shame that narcotics don't agree with me anymore. But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember?
I only said unity. One word.
I'm fucking feeling with this mic, man. Can you stop me? Fucking hell.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what they say. You should listen to what they are.
Oh, it's a demi-beast. Fucking Noid is fucking, he's gone do. Egghead and Kuno. Well, Kuno's always been top of the totem pole for me in terms of characters, man. And we haven't seen all the different sides to Kuno yet either. We're gonna lock it in with Kuno as much as we can. And you should propose dance music will supplant the system.
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
I better get a move on.
Sure.
Why are you so suspicious?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our science synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway, brother?
It's short for paranoid.
What are you sus of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
Can't disagree with that, my friend.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
We're done. See you tomorrow.
Something is off. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Believes in essentially believes in physics. Good basis to start from. For understanding reality. Yeah, man. Like, Noid might be the smartest person in the game. He might be the smart one, and he's a fucking fethead as well. Speed freak, as Suna calls him. And Kim. Does this mean you're mentally ill? Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity.
I wish I was this articulate, man. I'm just gonna start aping Noid quotes. Because it's fucking, I'm right there with him, man. I'm right there with him.
The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
sheesh, fucking hell, man.
If you can believe.
I used to get into battle rap.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
Oh, I feel fucking faint, brother. It's like, maybe I need to start doing speed. Maybe that's my problem. Or more speed, more government issued speed. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat? It's not you missing it, man. I love this. I love these options, bro. Like the first one is, does this mean you're mentally ill because you take this stance? You've taken a step back. Rather, you don't have a stance. That you have opinions, but you're not willing to engage in discourse on those opinions necessarily. Even though he's kind of had a bit of a diatribe about the innocencies. Fucking, I think Noid might be the. I think he's up there, man. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll bait. I will prod. Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pigweed complex?
No, politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
Yeah, man, I'll get that X-Files beam sorted out, man. I'll probably do it on the side. Next long diatribe, I'll grab it in 2 secs. What's bad about the cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things. I'll poke, like, because I want to pick option 3. Yeah, it's our only shit, and we fucking suck at it. Like that's what my heart tells me to say.
Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Well, that was certainly stimulating.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
But life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
How would you go about returning to this true life? Good evening, Lewis Ashburnell. Welcome to the fantasy.
Shatter falsehoods, nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Yes.
Just like that, the speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. The young man is dead serious about this. Rejection of the right-left axis, emphasis on unity, appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Do we have to do this, man? I understand. I understand the irony. I understand the irony. But do we have to do this every time?
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
Right, here are the options. I'm gonna go with number 1. So I'll start with number 2. I didn't mean it as a bad thing. But shouldn't the ones that are more hardcore rule over the ones that are less hardcore and offer them guidance? Guide me to what, man? What the fuck are you gonna guide me to? Yeah, you! What the fuck are you gonna guide me to, man? Do you think I'm gonna follow? I'm a fuck. Fair enough, just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
So you're advocating a noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration. Just so you...
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table with a smile surpassing your own in wideness. But fucking Harry's beaming right now. A total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. That was vague. Dedication, something else, superlative.
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord. Like before, when you pulled those primal dance moves. I'm sure the world was glad to see him again after all that time.
This is why Noid is correct. We didn't tell anybody we had a conversation with our fucking spinal cord that led us to talking to the soul of Revachol. But Noid noticed. Fucking Noid is the smartest man in Martinez besides Harry. Besides Harriet Dubois, Noid is second in the run-ups to being the new Innocence, ironically.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Right, hold on, I'm gonna get that.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along, really feel it.
Dedicated, hyperactive, unified. You will have to add something of your own to understand this list of loosely formed qualities called hardcore. You need your own entry. Make it. Test your limits. Surpass them. Dance till you drop. Dance till you die, if you must. Jumping around, as this sort of music requires, is actually a taxing physical activity and should be dignified with a sports suit.
Right, fucking hell. I don't know if I've done this check before. Let's go through them all. From 7 options. Let's run through them all, man. So the prompt is jumping around as this sort of music requires is actually a taxing physical activity and should be dignified with a sports suit. First option, long live the world that gave shape to hardcore to complete itself. A true heir to DeLorean values. 3.5 centuries and the gift still keeps on giving. Second option, I've got the money, I've got the face, you got the figure, you got the face. Let's get together, we're jumping all over the world. Okay, 3. I'm going to truly wreck myself as a machine of modern party in a final showdown between flesh and spirit. 4. I'm thinking of wearing sports apparel as my hardcore get-up to maximize the mobility of limbs. Number 5. See the sunshine, we ain't stopping. Keep on dancing till the world ends. Number 6. You know it feels unfair. There's a party everywhere. Number 7. I don't seem to have anything to add to the core. You know, I think I've resonated most with I got the money, I got the place, you got the figure, and you got the face. Hardcore aesthetic. Got another... Right, okay. Thanks, Noid. What the hell? All right, I thought that was like a bug. What language is that in? Right, we're leaving the church shortly. Fucking hell, man.
Whistling a melody. Her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit.
Hardcore aesthetic.
Steps. She stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead.
What for?
For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing, man?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control.
Zip.
Sauna, the programmer, she's doing...
Sooner.
Whatever she does. Behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. And the crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Now can you tell me, I don't want to talk about that, man.
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour.
Nah, fuck it, can't be asked.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't be asked. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to talk annoyed, man. It's a sharp drop. What's all this crack? Tiny chem lab. Ah, right, yeah, they're cooking amphetamines, aren't they? Yeah, and we let them do that, but it's fine. Yeah, but it's fine. Jesus, what a day. Okie dokie. Let's go see if the pigs are up here. Little bit of time. I think, yeah. So, I'm going to do this instead.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it.
Buckle up!
Someone.
All aboard!
You're out of change. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Put 10 cents in and dial a random number. 005 24 03 155.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Buckle up!
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
I might be. What's Pierre like?
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
Gets lonely even when you're with people, man.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Chrysanthemum.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
005 5117 912.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Hey, Gerard, get your wife for me, will you?
Who is this?
It's Pierre, now put her on. I don't like waiting. Doesn't matter. Put her on. I don't like waiting.
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that?
I'm the guy that's fucking your wife, Gerard. Now put her on before I lose my patience. Nah, I'm gonna do that to her, man. Gilmore Le Million.
Very funny, asshole. Why don't you grow up? Oh, and Disco is dead.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect.
That's a shame. 005 9977 313.
Calling, calling, calling. Still calling, still calling.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
We'd all be a bit kinder to each other, don't you think? Consider your debt paid, my friend. Nah. You seem to be in some sort of trouble.
The phone gets hanged up fast.
I probably could have taken some money off this guy, but I have a feeling he'll get his legs chopped off if he doesn't pay up. So
disconnect.
005 11 11 313.
Calling.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too, bro.
If I could go just 1 month without writing, no, 2 months, I could regenerate my brain. Fucking liberalism.
Fucking Belfast.
The man disappears with a sigh. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone, just silence in the handset. The machine is still waiting for you to dial a number. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. This sometimes happens. Lucky you, the call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying.
With our eyes closed this time.
You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial, then pull down on the number, then move one up, and repeat the motion twice. Strange. This is not how you started before. 414447. The rotary dial feels cold from the sea air. 1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a spider every time the ring rotates back with a little ring of metal, like a bell tolling.
Muscle memory, by the way.
Yes. 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks. 451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Surely nothing can come of this, you think. But it does. A connection. An ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away. A distant network of phones, calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world. Calling still. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy.
Interesting. Got an impossible volition check. Hang up the phone. Yo, good Alex. I'm gonna let it call more. I hope you're good, buddy. FF9. Right, we'll look at him. We'll look at him. Because we've been baiting it and talking about it for a while, man. And Final Fantasy 9 Remake got confirmed officially. We'll lock it in. I'm locking it in there. Pretty well, mate. Yeah, for real. Like, I still haven't come round to it either. Like, we had the leaks and the rumors for a while, but we were talking about playing it anyway. After Final Fantasy 8, after Final Fantasy 7 Remake, we were just going to go straight onto it. I think it would be a really good game to lead on to after this. I've got so much to fucking talk about. Oh, we'll just lock it in, boys. We'll lock it in, boys.
Calling. 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 Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hello?
Harry's reaction. Hello?
Who is this?
Your voice is so beautiful.
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
I can't tell you who I am. I have a secret plan to win mankind 3,000 years of peace on this planet. I have to be ominously vague. It feels really hard to pick the second option. I'm going to go for number 3.
Dora, who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you. To make it possible to live. And fight.
You're not ominous, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
How do you know my name?
Because it's me. Look, I don't understand what you're saying or why you're calling me. You seem drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Oh, God.
Say nothing.
Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours.
Where are you? You sound like you're in another world.
I'm in my rover, sleeping.
I want to talk about me. Who am I? You sound like you know me.
What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
Where are you going in 2 hours?
To work.
Where?
The academy, where I work.
The academy sounds better than my job. I'm happy.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles like burning paper. What are you doing to yourself right now?
Catastrophic damage.
You need to stop, Harry. You'll die.
Hang up.
Your hand isn't moving. The headset hisses in your ear with evil sadness.
My heart hurts. I'm going to have a heart attack.
Oh no. Please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
I am the law. I'm a detective. I'm doing a case. There's a hanged man.
She does not answer anymore.
None of it matters. Not anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money.
Who was that? Who are you talking to? Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, and I think that's the first time in this playthrough we've turned that stone over. I haven't let these lot in. We've got a lot of people that haven't been formally initiated to Disco Elysium before this run, and I haven't spoken about Dora at all, because the game hasn't. There was a few instances where we could have got some rumoration on Dora and who she is. Namely, I think one of the first ones is when you find a ledger or when you find a particular brand and flavor of chewing gum. But we haven't hit those ones this time through. So that was the first time we've actually had an interaction with Dora. And the beautiful thing about the writing is we're not explicitly told who Dora is, but I'm pretty sure we can intuit who Dora is, right? Fucking rough. For all the
help you?
Oh, God, I found a new bird for the whirling. For all the aloof, comedic, absurd, or otherwise narrative beats, Disco Elysium has a great way of just bringing it all to a fucking grinding halt. It's pretty good. The gun wrapper bit's really good as well, man. We'll see. We might still be able to get it. I think I can remember where it is. It might be in the apartments. I seem to remember it happening in the apartments. Totally not ex-wife. It's connected to his weird. We'll call it avoidance of like discussions about, or rather, animosity towards Dolores. But we'll get into that a bit later. I think maybe you just have to... Yeah, there's still a few more I have to do, man, because it's a fucking good few options, so I'll have a look. Got a little bit more time today as well. Give him the ruffed grouse.
What's this thing?
Oh, Biggie, I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. Well, I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
My cat started snoring at shit.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Got my bill.
Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
I need 150 fucking real to do the thing later on, man. And I don't know how that's going to come about, but we'll see. Right, we'll call it quits there for today. Well, the in-game day. I'm going to stream for the next half an hour. I'm going to try and do slightly shorter streams in the week. I'm going to experiment a little bit. So I'm not demanding too much time from my regulars. And, well, that's mainly it. I guess it's kind of avoiding burnout as well, because you all know I happily do this every day of the week, man. Happily. And maybe we'll be at a point one day where it's lucrative for me to be doing so, but for now, I don't want people to get too fatigued. And likewise, I'm not always the best at predicting burnout, so we'll see how we get on. See you later, Kim. See you later.
The bed is still cold from the broken window. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names.
Painful, man.
All that laughter and screaming, scheming.
I haven't got it.
Every corner.
I sound like that after a night of smoking and drinking, but that's about it. I can't, brother. Comes from the middle of your throat, man.
Recorded in you.
Brother.
Forever. On Faraday.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on and
on and on.
For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance.
That is taking a chainsaw to your vocal cords, man. Or a cheese grater.
Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time.
The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
Limbic system said plotting. They plotted flowers, right?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The colours, the voices.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
What if I want to be the agent of nothing?
It's too late. You're not made of nothing anymore. You're something now, Harry. I tried to drown you in the black water, but you re-emerged, kicking and screaming, running. And for what?
This has pretty heavy implications. Yeah. I don't think we ever get a complete picture on what happened in Harry's 3-day bender before the events of the game take place. But it might be that he didn't intend to wake up when he did. So we nearly didn't have a game by the sounds of it.
For the money, baby.
Yes, brother!
For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Second.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Oh.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Well, do it for the win. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
It's get right to it. What needs to be done, boys?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
What exactly is a response?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations.
This is the thought that we needed to come along by day 4, so we can make something happen later on that I've still not seen to completion in any of my playthroughs offline. I thought I was assigning responsibility for the murder.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
All right, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
And who should sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
I'm prepared to take on this awesome burden.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
Fucking epic. Man, we cleaned up yesterday. We gotta go talk to Classier whilst we don't have Kim with us. But very convenient time to do that, actually.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Now that Kim isn't here, let's talk about Sunday.
Yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you're a police officer.
The date of your re-entry into the fossil record.
Ah, yes. Before I emerged like Paleolithic megafauna. It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium. Before you was only the room, the sound of the motor vehicle, steam in the bathroom, and darkness. Damn.
Wow. Mythopoetically adequate stuff.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Well, she's heavily versed in Oranese lit. Off. Did you hear something Sunday night from my room?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
What's a reference to something? Maybe not.
Were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Get this dialogue at the very start of the game. Yeah, we go on all right.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing. like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in St. Saint.
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
What else?
That it doesn't matter anymore, and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Then what?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5.
Weird that we have to chase something, because we can get all of this dialogue the first time you meet Classy, I'm pretty sure.
No problem, sir.
Interesting. It's interesting that we can do it on the 4th day as well. What time are we at? Yeah, we'll be here for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And I'll be back tomorrow for more of this, I think. And then I say we'll just lock in Final Fantasy 9 for the next main line in the week. Video game experience. Kim?
Yes?
We need to talk about responsibility, brother.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
Good, we're on the same page then.
If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us.
No. I meant like the responsibility. You know, the kind that gets assigned.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price
You're what the French call les incompetents.
You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
For this whole situation, brother.
Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility?
Yeah.
Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn towards moralism was just an act.
Yep.
In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villodroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Have we got a theory, my mans?
It's you again. What is it?
Big baby boy. Yeah, I don't yet. I didn't think so. Right, let's clean up a few of the easier side tasks. It is we're short on time for this evening. Let's go tell Plaisance and the Dice Maker about the perforation in reality.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Plaisance, I have something to tell you. I've found the actual source of doom.
What do you mean, the actual source? Earlier, you told me there was no curse.
My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm entropinetic hole in reality. That's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez.
what?
A tiny hole. In reality, it may be connected with the Pale, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast.
My partner here will tell you all about it.
Research is needed, but it's not looking good.
Not looking good. Looking good. I'm afraid you're going to have to come down the station with us.
Not for her. Not for him.
Godly.
Not for Revachol. And not for Elysium.
Godly shivers check. It's the end of the world, bro. It's coming.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
Your Mesopotamian dishwashers can't save you now. You can't protect it, not against Pale. Close up the shop and try and get as far away from this thing as possible. You can protect it with hope by refusing to give up. That's what people have done in the past, by building a church, a place of worship around this thing. You'll have to find your own answer. I've spent too long on this quest as it is. You'll have to find your own answer.
Yes, you've certainly done your part. I've come so far. I can't give up now.
That's
Especially
on you.
now
That's
that Jeanette
entirely
is
all right.
settling in at school again. She's finally making friends in this place. No, we can't leave Martinez. We can't.
No good for you.
Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
You're all right, man. I respect that. I respect that. I have to get the torch out, I guess so.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Okay, convenient. Legendary Shivers check. Why hasn't her business failed?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey, Neha, the curse is real, and I figured out why it has spared you.
Didn't we already talk about this?
It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the Doom commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
This used to be a coal plant. You're in the chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Has a different address in the heart of the city.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
Actually, it's only your workshop that's protected. You should still do something to defend your person.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
Right thing. We're off in a minute, man.
Do you know what this is?
A Lucky Charm, Semini's Ward.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump. You made it nice and cozy in here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
I think I found the actual source.
You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
A bit more complicated than a third sport it would be.
I'm listening.
There's a 2 millimeter hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2 millimeter hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen killed the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
Well, I preached the whole time and nobody listened.
A curse is something superstitious, but a 2 millimeter hole in reality? We all know what it means. It's pale. In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Fair enough. Do what you will with that information. Rat! Oh, we're done all right. We're done all right today. I'm going to be headed off in a minute. I've got to take the thing to the vets first thing tomorrow. So I'm best off getting an early night. But we've done quite well today, and we'll do quite well tomorrow. Oh, yeah. These fellas. Anything else to clean up today, man? I think we've done all right. I think we've done all right today.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer.
Shut your mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth, Solang. I'm not done here. I'm not done here, buddy. Let's get myself kitted out before we come off. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's a good shout. That's a good shout. Yeah, we'll save scum for that. Definitely. Yes, man. Windbreaker. Where are my found sneakers? Oh, do I not have them yet? I could buy them now, but I need money for the fucking for the thing coming up. How much are the sneakers again?
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph.
It'd be nice to have the full ensemble, man, but I don't get a fucking set bonus as far as I'm aware, so I don't think this game does set bonuses. Inland Empire, me like. Hi, right gang. That's me for tonight. Thank you very much for joining. I'm fucking blurry, man. We'll be back tomorrow for more of this. After this, we'll run Final Fantasy 9. Shouts out to Matthew Hill, by the way. Good to see you, brother. Final Fantasy 9 after Disco Elysium. And we started running KCD 2 at the weekend. I'm just gonna sneak that in and around, man. We'll play something horror at the weekend as well. I don't want to get too many. I don't want to have too many plates up in the air, obviously. But yeah, Final Fantasy 9 probably coming as the mainline game after Disco, because we've been talking about it for a while, and we'll be talking about it a whole lot more whilst we're actually doing the things. But yeah, thank you very much to everybody that's joined tonight, man. If anybody did sub or drop in, I'm still sorting out the fucking I decided to go program all of the alert boxes and all of that crap, man. So chat box and the alert boxes are in development at the moment, man. We will see more of the chat bot this week. It shat the bed today, but just because I was working on it up until the last minute, so that's entirely my fault. But yes, thank you very much, gang. I'll be back here tomorrow with more Disco Elysium, and we're not too far off finishing this one. We don't want to rush it, but yeah. Also don't want any games to drag on too much. Fortunately, today's session's been pretty fucking enlightening in a few ways. But yes, thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Look after yourselves.